Guys, welcome back to the Match Chat Podcast with myself, Paul Ciotto, Christopher Shea.
How's it going?
Producer extraordinaire, Peter Oberk.
Whoa!
We're back and live on location, guys. We're actually inside the new expansion area.
And it looks unbelievable, man. It really does. You guys have done some quality work here. It looks great.
And hopefully we'll be able to do we'll be able to show everything soon enough in the next 10 days or so. So,
can we go over some of the important stuff right now?
Yes, let's do that. So before we start with topic today, we want to give a big shout out to Jody Morris for sending these over yesterday.
Give me a J! Give me an O! Hell yeah, we're giving a shout out.
These are
look at these things.
Fantastic.
Oh shit.
Don't mangle them.
Well, I already licked this one, so ain't nobody touching this one. I made sure this one got licked.
I'm gonna because any of these are just delicious. So just so you know, sometimes
this is how we roll at Soul Fighters Brewster.
I mean, and anywhere for that matter, but this is just lovely.
It really is.
Unbelievable. This smells like a pumpkin or something or other, but this is ridiculous.
Wow. This
Unreal.
really is good, man.
Well,
it's creamy, it's soft, it's light,
we
it's
wanted
airy.
to fuel up a little bit because we got a hot topic today. I don't mean to speak with food in my mouth, but you know, we wanted to give Jody some love,
and she deserves it because this shit is off the hook.
Fantastic. You know, so we wanted to have one as a pre-workout meal. Okay. He's licking those, so
those will be mine.
No one can touch them. So, thank you again, Jody Morris. I'm gonna, if you want to just put those over there, thank you. Clean up our workspace here a little bit, and we're ready to go. So, guys and gals, topic matter for today.
Blue eyes?
Well, that's always just that's just a great part of watching the Match Chat Podcast.
This is
the
true.
Blues,
You
okay?
ladies and gentlemen who kind of go a little like this, you guys are lucky today.
The Blues, you get to see.
You get to see the Blues.
So this is a topic that, as of late, okay, has struck a chord with myself and with Chris. And we said, you know, we need to talk about this. We basically forgot about the schedule. We have a schedule. We said we're going to leave. We'll move that. We'll push it back a week. We're going to go to this topic today. And today's topic is parents, people, whatever, who live vicariously through their children. Okay? It is an epidemic. It's a huge epidemic.
And it's in every sport. It don't matter what sport you're doing.
So this isn't anything about any sport or specific sport. This is sports in general. And how these people, 9.9 times out of 10, have had no competitive experience. They have never trained. They can't do a push-up, okay? They're nothing. They're nobodies. They've never even dedicated themselves to anything, to achieve anything. And I'm not talking about a job that you have to go to every day because you got to pay your bills. I'm talking about a common goal or denominator in which you decide all of your effort is going to go into that to be successful. And we have had a lifetime of experience so far in watching these type of people, okay, in a multitude of sports, interject themselves when they themselves shouldn't say a MFing thing, okay? Nothing. They should sit back, observe, and enjoy the sport. Enjoy what's going on there, you know? And it becomes to the point where, like, you know, we took a bunch of notes today because it's such a important topic that we didn't want to miss anything, you know. And usually we don't bring our notes with us onto the podcast, but today we did.
You've seen this with your own eyes at wrestling, for example.
Oh man,
I'm going to just say this. Hold on, because he's been talking a lot. I just have to say this.
How do you feel, Chris?
I'm on the fence.
Because he's talking about you.
I'm one of those crazy freaking parents. I get it.
No,
but here's the thing.
We're not talking about that.
No, I know. But this is where I'm on the fence. I think that since today's society has gotten so soft, that they make out a parent who's enthusiastic about their kids' sports and turn them into a demon. Now, there's no question.
I don't disagree with you, but here's the point. Here's what we're
because I'm an enthusiast. I'm a very highly enthusiastic parent.
Nobody will ever condemn anyone for enthusiasm. I am one of those guys. I am a special crazy too.
Yes.
And I'd be a hypocrite to say not. But here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Okay, we're speaking to a very reputable referee in the sport of wrestling. okay? I cannot say the name of this person. I was not given permission, but extremely reputable ref in the sport of wrestling that everybody knows, okay? And he's well respected, and he's this and that. And myself and this person were speaking the other day, and we were speaking about parents, and he said to me, I want to, after matches, he goes, I want to walk up to these parents that are screaming at their kids, going, get up, get up, get off your back, get up, get off your back. And when the match is over, I want to turn around and walk over to them and go, well, what the fuck do you think the kid was trying to do? Like he wasn't or she wasn't trying to get up off their back or get or move? What do you think they were doing? What do you think for 3 periods they were trying to do? They weren't trying. They were trying their asses off to do it. And that person, as the conversation progressed, has never done a thing in their life. Nothing. Not at wrestling, not at football, not at baseball, not at lacrosse, not at tennis, not at basket weaving or badminton. Have never done anything. Who the hell are you to say anything? You're a spectator. Shut up. You don't even have enough discipline to follow a routine exercise program. And you're over here trying
You're overweight.
You're overweight, you're out of shape, you've done nothing.
You're a mess.
You're a mess.
You're a mess.
And you are trying to coach your child in something in which you have no basis to do. You're a spectator. You've never experienced that. You'll never experience that. You've never done anything at a high level or a competitive level, so don't talk. Enjoy what it is. Win or lose, enjoy what it is. Enjoy the competition, but don't act like a coach. Don't act like that, because you're a fool. You're nothing, and you're embarrassing your child, and you're embarrassing yourself, because I can tell you that the masses around, especially bulls who've done it and continue to do it, look at you and laugh at you. Laugh at you. And I can tell you right now that I'm giving a warning to people, especially in the wrestling world, that if you do it in front of me and you catch me in a bad day, and I watch you, one of you nobodies who've done nothing, berate a kid, even if it's your own, I'm going to call you out. Did you see that?
Dude, I was freaking
like a
fly
cat.
in front of me.
Exactly.
I'm ready. I'm ready
going to attack you and ask you, and I'm going to say to you, who the hell are you? What have you done? What do you do? You obviously can't stop eating the cupcakes that Chris and I enjoyed on a daily basis. Who the heck are you? You're a joke. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make.
No, and your point, duly noted. I'm taking the side of the guy who's in a situation to help his child, but is more of an aggressive parent. Okay?
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about.
No, we're just talking about the freaking fool who's just like, if you're saying to your son, hurry, get up, get out, get off your back, you obviously don't know wrestling enough. Hey, if you're able to offer some good information and there's no coaches there, I get it. But if there's a coach there who's actually saying, all right, knee slider, actually giving good information for a child to be able to stand up or punch the arm through to try and get to your stuff, whatever it is, he's a fool and he needs to shut his mouth. And I'm with you. You berate a kid in front of me, and I'm going to say, listen, I have done it on numerous occasions.
I will berate my kid, and I'm going to do it again.
Right. Yeah.
But I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
There's a big
That's
difference.
the difference. Yeah.
And when I don't know what I'm talking about, I shut up and I let someone else that does do it in their way.
And here's the thing, and this is most important, and I have to be honest. I used to be one of those parents very involved at the practices all the time, watching what's going on. You know, my sons would be wrestling, kind of looking over at the mat, watching me. What you need to do if you're that parent is, and you can learn from our mistakes because I've made plenty of them, and I'm not making them as I used to when with my older sons.
Experience dictated you not to.
With my younger sons, but I can tell you this much. If you're in a good facility and you trust your coaches, don't even show up until the practice.
Don't interrupt.
They've forgotten more than
You'll
we'll
never
ever know.
Right.
Absolutely.
Don't interrupt.
Let them do it. Let them do their job, because A, your kid's gonna like it better. Your kid, most importantly, will then take ownership. Here's the thing. It's very hard for a child to take ownership in what they're doing if the parent owns it already. If I'm that father saying, you're going to go to practice. And listen, make no mistake, I was that guy. I say, oh, you don't want to go to practice? That's fine. Take a sponge and go out and clean the fence.
Yeah, but here's the difference. The difference is you've done it, and you
Yeah.
continue to do it.
No.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about a person, parent, / whatever you want to call it, that has done nothing, they don't even have enough discipline to watch their weight. And you're over here, you're talking about your kid, you're screaming at your kid, whether you're screaming from a sideline or the side of a mat, on what they should be doing when you yourself can't do a push-up or have no athletic ability whatsoever, and more so, you have no balls.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You have no guts.
Basically, honestly, you're right. They're bullies because they're picking on the kid who's doing their best, and they're doing nothing.
Correct. And it's the insecurities of themselves, because they
Exactly.
themselves could never do that.
Well, that's the key.
That's
It's the
the point.
insecurities of
Exactly.
themselves.
They could never do. They've never been a pressure cooker. We have a very big, and I refer to our producer Peter, because him and I had a conversation for the sake of anonymity.
No names.
Peter had to check
Had
a
to
person.
had to discipline-
He had
had
to
to
check a
discipline a
person, a parent who was doing this and was basically into Peter's. And Peter said, "Well, why don't you come down to jiu-jitsu at noon, and I'll show you what it is to be put on your back and hold you there,
And not be able to get up.
no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter how tough you think you are, you're not getting up. And then maybe you can process what your son or your daughter is going through. And that's the perfect scenario. So that's an open invitation to all those parents now or in the future. You're more than welcome to come down to the school, Soul Fighters Brewster, at 12 o'clock, okay? And we will put you in that position and let you do whatever you want.
At no charge.
At no charge. No, it's a friendly
Free
lesson.
cupcake when you're done.
Yeah, free cupcake.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a friendly lesson. It's a friendly lesson in humility. To come down here and let you do, and you could do anything illegal too. You could do whatever it is you think you need to do and show you what it is to not be able to get up and get off your back. And then we'll run a clinic on you. Okay, we'll make it a 5-minute round, because we can make them 10 in jiu-jitsu. It'll be 5-minute round, and for 5 minutes, make you see what it feels like mentally and physically
to not be able to do
anything that you want to do.
Anything at all. Because let's be honest.
Right.
Our kids have been wrestling for a while, and hey, my son wrestles at the Division I level, and I can tell you right now, there are guys, and there's a lot of them,
Sure.
that'll make my son, who's wrestling at a Division I level, look like he's never wrestled before in his life.
Right.
And these are guys.
There's always a better guy
There's
out there.
always a better guy, and if your kid's wrestling that kid, you got to understand the perspective.
Right.
If your son's wrestling bad and you have some choice words for him, I get it. But if your son is just getting beat, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth already, man. The kid is just better than you.
But again, I want to
and that's okay.
I want to away from the wrestling.
No, I know.
part of it. It's not about wrestling.
No, it's about
It's
the undisciplined parent.
It's the parent
who's trying to
/ person
Yeah.
that imparts their foolish wisdom on a situation. When you yourself, and I don't want to sound redundant, you've done nothing. You do nothing. Nothing. You've never accomplished a fucking thing in athletics.
But yet you have to add your 2 cents to everything.
But you act as if you are something. You are someone. You are nobody.
Tell us how you really feel.
I get it, but I'm tired of watching it. I'm tired of seeing it. That's like me going to a baseball game, okay, all right, and imparting wisdom on any facet of the game with no background. I played youth baseball, big freaking deal.
Right.
Who am I to say how that kid should pitch or catch or swing the
swing.
bat? Who the heck am I to say that? Who? You know, like, I love this term. Oh, embrace the grind. Beast mode. Oh, my kids do this. Your kid. What about you?
Right.
It's obvious you're forcing your children into these modes. Okay? What is the grind? How can you use the term grind when you yourself don't know what the grind is?
That's a good point.
That's my point. That's why I'm so adamant
You know what
about
our
it.
problem is, or at least my problem is, most of the guys at a lot of things that we do are beasts themselves.
Of course.
Listen, so I'm just.
It's very simple. I don't want to interrupt you, but it's very simple. When you're in the birds of because everyone we're around does it,
Yeah.
or has done something, or continues to do something.
So the information they're offering is useful.
It's useful. It's
the
people that
knuckleheads.
don't.
Yeah.
I want to quote Coach Rossini. What's your resume? Show me your effing resume. that gives you the right,
Or the credentials.
the credentials to even say anything like that or speak like that. Because you don't. Okay, you haven't won anything. You haven't trained anything. You don't have a black belt in X, Y, and Z martial arts. You have nothing. You are somebody that is living through your child because of the inadequacies of yourself. Because you yourself didn't have what it takes to do that. Now, God bless you if your child is one of those kids.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But you yourself are not. You never have been. So do me a favor and shut up.
You may be a role model to him in other things, but you're definitely not a role model to him in this. And I have to be honest, it was one of the facets for me for training.
Correct.
My kids are in combat sports. The other facet was they were starting to kick my butt. They were getting too damn strong, and I couldn't fend them off. So I figured I better get back into some type of grappling art so I can fend them off. But realistically, if we want to be true examples, we need to be doing something very similar to what they're doing.
We've said it 1,000 times. Your children are what they see.
Absolutely.
Okay? And listen, if you've bamboozled your kids into thinking that you were what they are doing right now, then God bless you, because you know what, you're a special type of.
But once they get good enough and they challenge you, they'll find out very quickly what you are and what you aren't.
Not.
Promise you
the
that.
point being is, especially if they can get on the internet and research it, and say, "Oh, I wonder was my dad or mom this?" Oh, I know that. What do you mean? They never played a sport. What do you mean they didn't play anything? They were in Boy Scouts. I mean, they didn't play a game.
Right.
So my point is, they didn't participate in an athletic activity ever. So who the heck are you to impart that wisdom? That's my point. And then to act like that, especially in these high-intensity, high-level athletic endeavors. It's almost like...
Those are the worst, because that's where the kids are most emotional.
Listen.
Especially if it's an individualized sport and you can't displace blame amongst a bunch of people. When it's only on you, oof.
Do you remember when Mike Tyson was in his prime, and you'd be sitting, everyone would get together, get the pay-per-view.
And it'd be over in 20 seconds.
Yeah, but not even that's always the case, but I'm talking about how
everyone knew.
You'd have one idiot in the room. One idiot in the room that would say, "Oh, this is how I would beat him." What? What? Beat what? What? And I remember specifically, like, Peter McNeely when Tyson got out of prison, right? And Peter McNeely was what they call a club fighter, right? Never fought on the big stage, but the guy was legitimate. He had a ton of wins, tough Irish kid, boxing credentials, if you know what you're looking at. And people were used to shit on this guy. And I'd be like, who are you shitting on? Because Peter McNeely would walk through every one of you in this room and not even break a sweat. But he's going to go fight this guy and make $1 million. And then made more money afterwards because of the exposure he got. But it's all relative. Peter McNeely's not a bum. He wasn't a bum. He fought from the amateurs up to the pros. And then he got to get to an elite level fight, which he was given, and he took a loss, but he got in that ring.
Hell yeah.
Why? Because he believed in himself. Okay? He wasn't scared of that guy. But the morality of it was, you had knuckleheads going, "I'd kill Peter McNeely." Peter McNeely would eat you for breakfast any day of the week.
Like a cupcake.
Like a cupcake. And
like one of Jody's cupcakes.
Exactly. Delicious. But my point, you understand my point.
Shut your mouth.
These people can't even manage their own daily lives.
Correct.
Yet they're an expert on something like you just said.
Yeah, correct. You're an expert now on that. It's like me going to a construction site and telling a carpenter how to do his job.
And we know you don't do that.
Exactly. The bottom line is, guess what? Then get me the idiot shirt and hat, and I'll wear it. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same thing. Beast mode, grind. What the heck are you doing? What have you done? I keep saying it, though. You can't even keep yourself in shape. You can't even go to the gym and get on a treadmill 3 times a
yet
week
you have
for
these
20 minutes.
expectations of your son that are unrealistic.
Unrealistic. Or more like, who are you to pass judgment?
But
Get up, get up.
how close have you been in these situations of like wanting to sock someone or
Very close.
Because
Very
I know
close.
when I'm,
Yes.
in the past, I've been there.
Yeah.
Not as much as you guys, but I'm like ready to say something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight the dude.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because it's humiliating. It's embarrassing.
Yes.
And more importantly,
bully.
the majority of children quit sports by high school because of situations like this.
Right.
And I got to be honest, there's guys that we went to high school with that didn't start sports to their sophomore or junior year and ended up being great athletes.
That's right.
So if you quell somebody's spirit so long enough, eventually...
Well, it's unrealistic, and I think what you're trying to get to is this. I must be the only guy on the planet whose kid's not the quarterback, the face-off man, right, or the point
pitchers,
guard.
batting
Another
floor.
episode.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what he's saying though. That's my point is that everybody's kid's great. Okay? No, it's about being objective, being truly objective about the ability of an athlete. Okay, whether it's your child or not. All right? And if you don't, you get around people that are. Oh, and that's the maturity. Because people that don't act out like we're talking about have the maturity to go, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about here. I'm gonna give it to the experts.
Absolutely.
Because I never did this. I don't know anything about it. You know, I'm a study of it, but I'm only a study because my child partakes in it or my whatever partakes in the activity. But
So I'm going to expose if you're smart, you're going to expose your kids to the people who can get them to that next level.
I mean, that's what it's always been about. You know, you always want to get better. You want to move forward and always increase your level of play per se, and whatever you're doing. You know, but like the ego of parents becomes so involved with this, so involved.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Here's the other side of this whole topic matter. Okay, we have a friend. Okay, I really don't give a shit when he sees this because he knows he'll know what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so
I'm going to say I don't know.
you do.
Who
You
he's
want
talking
him.
about. No, I know you're talking
you
about.
want him. Yeah, so, moral of the story is that this particular friend's child is a great athlete. Okay, great athlete. He's one of those athletes that no matter what he does, he's good at. Okay, just blessed.
Yeah, he is.
Right? But his how does he describe it? I want to use this correctly. His bread and butter is lacrosse. Okay? But his arm's broken.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's this friend.
Yeah. So the arm's
I thought it was another friend, but I'm glad it's this
The
friend.
arm's broken in a very particular place that we're doctors, so we know exactly what the protocol is for this. But see, let's go find some moron that I can manipulate so that I can put my kid on a field to play a game that means nothing to his future.
Shame. He should know better.
And can
Potentially
ruin the career
of the sport that he's actually going to go to college
his
for.
His bread and butter. So why? Oh, because it's his last year. No, it's because it's you. It's not because of him. It's because of you.
And the worst part is this guy actually played college level athletics, and he should know better. You should
and also know better the fact since you love
and you're really good friends with us, and we've told you it's silly. Why are you still doing
So
it?
you gave your opinion, your medical opinion?
Well, the opinion was given, but we also were kept away from it because he knew exactly.
Because he knew what our answer
was going to be. Okay, so
and trust me, we are crazy sports parents, but there's certain things
I would never
that you don't do,
yeah.
and this is one of them.
And if it was our own children, it would never happen, especially for something that means nothing. And he has teammates who made the decision not to play football, to fix injuries and get ready for the sport in which they're going to play at the collegiate level.
Yeah.
Because it means nothing.
Yeah.
Means
And
nothing.
it's not even like it's the end of the season.
Right.
This is a championship
Game.
This is just a team that's not really having that much success.
Right.
And he's still in there, and he has the potential.
So let's put the kid in with the number 20th ranked team against the number 19th ranked team. Okay, let's go do that because of ego, and that's the other part of this. Not the ego of the kid, the ego of the parent, and it's disgusting because it's to the point where does it end? In my opinion, it doesn't end.
You know where it ends? It ends in the emergency room.
Yeah.
Or in the surgical table.
Correct.
That's where it's going to end.
Yeah, listen.
I hope it doesn't.
Right.
But that's where it very well could go.
Right, and that's unfortunate. It's almost listen. Not to revert back to wrestling. We saw it in wrestling too, where kids were put out there and they were told, "They're done. See you next season."
Dude, my own
Let it
son
go, yeah. Well,
tore his own out
Done.
for a year. And guess what? You know what we did? We worked on his lower body. I didn't even touch this. This was immobile for his elbow.
You did nothing that would interfere in the healing process.
And guess what? They told us he's probably never going to wrestle again, and he might need Tommy John surgery. And guess what? He didn't need any surgery.
Right.
And he's been wrestling now 3-4 years after it.
But
Because if you're injured, especially to that magnitude, you're done.
correct. But just to circle us back, it goes back to these parents.
The crazy parents.
That will gamble their children and their success away for their own craziness. This is the point.
Yeah, make no mistake. This isn't a confusion of love for team. This is craziness.
Craziness 101.
Yeah.
It's craziness
It really
101.
is. This isn't love for team.
And it's a
Don't confuse the two.
Listen,
It's poor judgment.
we can go into, we'll go into it later.
And we love you,
Yeah.
but this is poor judgment.
That's right. We can go into a later episode about what between, we can revisit, because we touched on it. There's a difference between hurt and injured. We all know about that stuff. We all talk about toughness here. And listen, that's not what we're talking about right now.
Absolutely not.
We're talking about...
Because this kid's tough.
Yeah, of course. We're talking about parents...
Superseding what's in the best interest.
Superseding what's in the best interest for their children.
And hurting their child.
And more importantly, living through them. Because they themselves never, ever, 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 ever competed at that level in anything. Ever. And then acting like you are an expert on the grind and beast mode and get off your back and catch that pass and, oh, you struck out 3 times. I hate to say it again. I don't like to use it. My mother getting pissed at me. But who the fuck are you? Seriously. Who are you? What have you done? Show me, Coach Rossini, like he says, show me your resume. What is it? You have no resume. And be humble about it.
Remember one thing. Over time, two things float to the top: poop and the truth.
Say it the right way. Say it the right way.
I don't remember. I'm quoting some
shit.
Oh yeah. Shit and the truth. Those are the two things that rise to the top over time. And I'll tell you right now, they're going to be exposed eventually. It's just a matter of time.
Well, those parents are exposing themselves as shit.
That's my point.
Every time
That's my
you
point.
act like that, when you yourself have no resume, none. You're not even a disciplined person.
And they don't do anything today.
No,
No.
that's the
Physical
that's the
nothing.
worst. That's the worst
that's-
part.
that's
That's
all-
what's
that's the part of it. That's the most
If you
important
did
part.
something and you have something to offer, I get it. But when you have nothing to offer outside of yelling crazily, shut up.
But yelling instructions as if you know. Like you know what that child athlete is going through. Oh, you dropped the pass. Okay. It happens. How many times did anyone ever throw you a pass anywhere? Did you ever play backyard football, let alone be in a high pressure game where the guy throws a 50-yard bomb, okay? And you got to catch it? All right? That's my point.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. That's the point. Shame on you. So guys and gals, we're going to wrap it up now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Parents living vicariously through their children. It's a disease.
When they're a slob of gots.
When they're a slob of gots. It's a disease. It's an epidemic. And listen, to you parents out there, unless you walk the walk and talk the talk, let your coaches take care of the job. Okay?
Absolutely.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up. Paul Ciano, Christopher Shea, Peter Olberg. We're going to see you next time.